I am Xerobladedge, and today I'll be doing any percent no high pride of Gunvolt Chronicles Luminous Avenger X. So I believe we are ready on the timer, and I started. One moment. Don't freak out. I accidentally hit start instead of the count before doing the countdown. Happens all the time. Not looking. It's the new PS4 controller. It goes too fast even for me. Okay. I'm ready. 3, 2, 1, go. Now we can play the game. So this is any percent no high pride. I'll get into that a little bit later, but you'll notice the first thing we can do is air dash. And what that means is we can go fast. If you look in the bottom left corner of the screen of the game, you'll see that I have 3 bullets. I'm going to be using these in order to go fast. They also tie into what's called pre-evasion, but I will get into that at the first boss. To reload them, I have to mash down on the D-pad for a double tap. So twice down on the D-pad, you get your bullets back. And we're already at our first mid-boss. So this mid-boss, I just want to... See? New controller. I just want to dive face first into him and just hold the attack button. And then with this one, I want to drag back, and as soon as my weapon energy is gone, I want to hit the triangle and start the Twin Shredder attack. Twin Shredder is an AoE full screen attack that pretty much one-shots that boss. Another thing is, in order to refill that special gauge that I have, I need to either hit checkpoints or wait for it to fill up into the top right corner. And we're already at the first boss. So this is Blade. Blade is fast. So this pre-evasion that I was talking about, if I have a bullet and I take a hit, it'll eat the bullet instead of dealing damage. So 113 is really good. So now I'm going to mash through the cutscenes. And we're going to go to the first level. Yes. So I'm going to do a death abuse in this first level. In the very beginning of this level, I'm going to eat my 3 dashes. And I'm going to stand in this thing. I want to die because there's a 50-50 chance of getting what's called Anthem mode. Anthem mode has been in the Gunvolt game since Gunvolt 1. And I got it. So this allows me to have infinite dashes and really good music for the stage. So I can just sit here and mash L1. So no high pride. The difference between 80% and no high pride. No high pride, you don't buy the item high pride, which is if you don't take damage throughout the whole stage, your attack increases. I don't have that ability, this option, that option in this category. So we'll be seeing bare bones boss strats pretty much. This plane's annoying. So how's everybody doing? You'll be seeing a lot of Twin Shredders, so... And now we go back to mashing L1. Okay, off to the second half of the stage. So what's cool about this stage is there's low gravity. So, okay, so the reason we do this level first is the boss. Um, the boss here will give us a weapon called Orbital Edge. Orbital Edge is the best weapon in the game. So welcome to the Metal Man of this stage. So another interesting thing you'll notice about bosses, right there, is when you hit them out of their health bars. Like I hit them out of the first health bar, now I'm in the second health bar. It forces them into iframes, forces them to change phase. Well, we're going to abuse that with the power of getting them down to 1 HP on the second bar and throwing out Twin Shredder. What that's going to do is it's going to damage overflow into the third phase, and we can speed up the third phase, because the third phase has what we call the DM, or the Desperation move. So Graviton Pandemonium is the DM for this boss. She's going to throw around her blades and summon big blocks to try to smash me. But I can manipulate where these blocks go because they go based on my position. And that's this stage. And we have the most broken weapon in the game. The Orbital Edge. Also, just for this, I'm going to switch her costume. You can switch the little character in the hubs costume. I'm not used to playing this game in English, so I forget a lot of things. So now we have the Orbital Edge, and we just pretty much have two blades swirling around us. Please go. So this stage is pretty much just jumping around, or dashing around, and orbital edging. So if there's anything we need to talk about, we can do it during this level. Also, those doors are called hexafile doors. They're pretty much like your Mega Man boss doors, except they happen in between the midpoint and there's one at the midpoint and at the boss of every level. By the way, big giant lasers equal apparently big giant spinning blades, like that. So on this boss, I'm gonna do what in the Kingdom Hearts community is called a DM skip. I'm going to try to skip the move that he gets at the third bar by doing the overflow like I did on the last boss. And because he has to get into position in the center of the screen in order to use it, so hope we can orbital edge him to that point. And that's the second stage. Well, third stage, technically. You have to really watch the damage as you're trying to fight the boss at the same time to make sure not to mess up the quick kills like this. So now once he's done with iframes, I'm going to attack him, and we got the desperation skip. So that was a really good fight. I believe that deserves a sip of coffee in the morning. So now we just got Luminary Mines. That's pretty much going to make this boss trivial. So this is the shopping mall, or what remains of it. A lot of orbital edge and vertical movement. I got lucky. Okay, so level ups give you a little bit more HP, and they also refill your health. I'm only relying on one level up throughout the whole route, and that's at the very end on the first phase of the final boss. Also, the pink things you see me hit every so often are checkpoints. You'll see me skip a lot of them, unless I'm going right into a boss. You know, I would like to see Wario from Cyclops' run and Copen from this game in a race. One with a jet, Wario with his jet hat and Copen with his boots. Because I feel like Wario would still use underhanded tactics to win. So that was a checkpoint. I grabbed it just because it was there. Yes, everybody make sure you donate to the CCS. It's a great charity, and I'm really happy to be a part of this event that my buddy Strizer is hosting. And all the great runners and stuff that are in this marathon. Awesome schedule this year. Alright, we're at the boss. This is the laziest boss of the game. We're literally going to switch... We're going to switch to Luminary Mines and literally just walk up to him and hit R1. Wherever he goes, I go. Alright, now I have to actually fight him for a minute to get him to that point. So we don't do a desperation skip on this boss. Simply because it's faster. It's impossible. But it's also faster rather than dodging his desperation move to just stand in the middle of the screen and eat it. So we want to we just want to tank Crimson Death Thread and then keep fighting. And that's the first 4 stages. We're going to move on to the next set of stages now. So there's 3 sets of stages, 4, 4, and 4. Total of 12 stages. So now we're on to the medical center. This stage is pretty interesting with its movement, but its boss fight is really interesting as well. So we want Orbital Edge to get through the stage quickly. You'll see me doing a lot of up and down dashes in order to bounce off the floor and the ceiling. That's just to keep bullets coming. A lot of you'll get a different opinion on it. Some people dash straight like that, but then have to slam on the ground. I like to bounce in big hallways like this, just to keep them bullets coming. Makes life a little easier. So now we're going to fight the boss. And it's Blade. So this is Blade 2. This is where Blade starts to kind of go crazy. Okay, so I messed up the quick kill, but now she's going to do what's called Berserk Trigger, which is her DM for this stage. Alright, nice fight. It was a good fight, except for the aforementioned not doing my part of the fight. So 107 is really good. I've done that in 59 seconds, so it was the quick kill miss that caused that. So now we're gonna go do one of my favorite stages of the game, and that's Data Center Beta, because of these doors. I was a little off. I'm gonna grab that for safety. I never grab that. Also, this boss is a pushover. Yeah. That mini boss is a pushover with Orbital Edge. Big shout out to you, Strizer. Don't hide. Dang it. Alright, boss time. Oh no, wait, I've still got another section of the stage. I'm getting ahead of myself. So just a little backstory on this game. This is the third Gunvolt game in the main story. There's Azure Striker Gunvolt, Azure Striker Gunvolt 2, where Copen was introduced. And then there's Luminous Avenger X, which when the game was coming out and I was waiting on it, I thought it was Luminous Avenger 9, and I'm like, you haven't even made 9 Gunvolt games. How are you going to call this 9? So alright. Hey, let's play Guess What This Boss is weak to, because I bet it's Orbital Edge. So this boss, I have to get him before the pink surrounds him, or I can't do shot damage. I can only do Orbital Edge damage. Okay, I ran out of Orbital Edge, so I had to kind of improvise. So this guy's DM Total Blackout, he's gonna get it off, or he's gonna get off the animation, this little splash screen or whatever. He's not gonna get it done. So the next stage is the hardest stage in the game. For me at least. Because you have to dash over huge bottomless pits and bounce off enemies to get your bullet back. Why this is a casual thing, I will never know. I don't know why Intercreates did it. that way, or that development team. But kudos to them, I guess. This is actually these. I can't remember the. This is actually the data store from Gunvolt 1. So a nice little bit of information. This stage is a rehash. No, go this way. So this is a... I forgot to explain this. This is an alarm room. You have two options. I could beat the 13 enemies, or I could just kill the alarm and dash across the screen. I would much rather go for the alarm. Alright, here comes the hard part of the stage. So I'm going to be focused during this. Okay, that's the first hard one done. And here comes the second one. Perfect, perfect, nice. That's the hard part of the stage. So we're going to use the weapon we got from the last boss called Shroud Spear. We're going to be trying to skip another DM. But this one's tricky. And the reason that this one's tricky is you don't want to spam Shroud Spear. You want to try to keep it as full as you possibly can for the final phase. Like, okay. Really good fight, really good stage. Excuse me. So in the next stage, I'm going to be performing the infinite dash glitch. And the reason we do this stage before we do the last main boss stage is because we need the tornado that you get from that boss in order to do the infinite air dash. So I'm going to burn all three of my dashes. Or the Rising Cyclone. I'm going to burn all three of my dashes, get into position. And then I'm going to... I lost it. Hold on. You get into position. Okay, my finger gave out. It's okay. It was right at the end anyway. You do your down stomp in order to restore bullets, and then you shoot the tornado at the same time in order to propel yourself in the air and give you infinite dashes. So, shoutouts to Irregular Jenny for teaching me that when I was learning this game. So the Artemis Tower that we're in has a lot of vertical climbing sections. So the boss in this stage is pure RNG. In the second phase, when I get to the second phase of the fight, I want her to go straight up and come right back down in order to do the quickest fight. Oh. So let's see if she'll cooperate. Okay, that's the first part done. By the way, she's a Japanese idol. Yay! She knew we were running in game over cancer today. Very, very nice fight. That's another sip of coffee right there. Or a sip of your favorite beverage. Alright, now we're going to do the intermission stage. This is the only time you'll see this weapon, so you might as well enjoy it. So, this is the only time you'll see me use this kiss on Giga Lola. So that little robot that I have, his name is Lola. Her name is Lola, rather. This is the Giga version of Lola. This is what happens when Lola doesn't get her morning coffee. Oh, and this Lola has all my abilities. And I used the DM too late. It's fine. Also, I forgot to explain, Blade 2 in the medical center actually gave us an ability that you'll never see. Because it is scary to use. And it's called Berserk Trigger. Oh my god, all my shots are missing. Just go. Giga Lola had my number on this fight. Alright, now we're gonna start our castle stages, Wily stages, Sigma stages. I don't know what they're called in the Zero series. I forget. So this first stage, pretty basic. The next two is where we'll get into the boss rushes. Because if it's a Mega Man type game, it's got to have a boss rush. So this is the exact same stage as the first Adept we fought, where we got Orbital Edge. So there's really nothing to talk about. It's pretty much next verse, same as the first type thing. Except it doesn't have low gravity. Excuse me. I'm going to grab this because I died in practice yesterday in this stage, and I had to go all the way back to the beginning because I goofed and did not get the checkpoint. Also, this is the path where I just climbed that wall there. That's a split path. Always take the up path. Okay, so now we're gonna fight Blade for the third time and the final time. Except Blade kind of just went overkill and absorbed that berserk trigger from the second fight, and is like super fast. Got me already down to half health. I gotta be careful here. So yeah, there's no rhyme or reason. I could very well die here. I'm just trying to ride out. So this is Thunder Durandal, or Durandal Collider or something like that. Collider Durandal in the Japanese version. I'm just trying to survive, and I screwed up. I used my DM too early. I could die. I'm gonna die. Yep, I'm dead. That fight's hard. No matter how much you practice, that fight's hard. It's okay. I was talking to my friend yesterday, and I was like, if I die at Blade 3, it's an acceptable death. Run away, run away, run away. Okay. Where are you? Which side you going on? Okay, don't do the thing. Alright. Thunder Randall. Dang it! I didn't want all my time to go here. Alright. I missed it again. Oh well. With the bombs that I'm throwing, it's really hard to time that DM. Thank you. Okay. The game's easy again. I'll take the 2 deaths on that one. I'm not even mad. Now I got the boss rush. So the great thing is about the boss rush and Blade 3, Blade 3 weakness lines up with the first enemy, or lines up with the first member of the boss rush. This is the laziest boss fight in history. Oh, her hips do not lie. So, this boss that didn't have a weakness in the beginning, we have her weakness now. And the way you can always tell if it's a weakness when you play casually is Lola in the bottom right corner where she gives advice. We're like, dang boss, that weapon works really well. Alright, Metal Woman. Oh, I ran out of bullets and I was trying to bounce on her head to be swag and it didn't work. Alright, I need to get on the ground. Alright, that's boss number 2. Okay, so this boss, same as the first. So this stage is the saddest stage in any game because in the end of Gunvolt 2, Copen's sister was taken from him. Well, we're going to find out what happened to her after this boss. And it's not good. So that's like the whole purpose of Copen is he's looking for his sister. Well, we're about to find her. It's Copen's sister's brain, actually. This is Mithril. And she's dead. We just killed our own sister. Alright. This part of the boss rush, it's the same until we get to the end. So, you got any questions or anything? Go ahead and ask. Except you give me good RNG. Twice in a row. Wow. Wow. Oh, I almost got the skip. Yeah, Strizer knows. If it happens twice in a marathon, something's wrong. If the good thing happens twice, it's something's up. Easy peasy. Hopefully the next boss is just as nice as the two before it has been. Excuse me. Oh, you... Mm-hmm. Easy peasy. Easy peasy. Alright, final boss time. Who's hyped for the final boss of this game? So this fight has a DM skip, but it's an unconventional DM skip, as in it's not done the same way as I normally do. He's gonna throw Voltic chains on his third phase. Now usually when we get to the third HP bar, we want to throw out our DM first to push them into the second, or their push them into their third phase and have less to do. Well, with Voltic Change, I don't want to do that, because Voltic Chains hurts, but if you use Twin Shredder while he uses Voltic Chains, it cancels it out. So... And I got my level up. That's the only level up I have to worry about in this game. So now I'm going to focus, because the final phase is the hardest part. This fight is awfully hard. Alright. Time will be on the final hit of this boss, so get ready on it. Meep. Alright. So you thought Voltic Chains was cool. What little you saw of it. How about if we just summon a Voltic Chain Meteor? So I've got to bait this attack to do what I want it to do. And I've done that. Get out of the way. Okay, here's where I can die because I messed up the kind of dance I was supposed to do on the second phase of that attack. Yep. Yeah, I saw it coming. So now we got to fight the bosses again, but that's okay. It's fine. I saw it coming. There was nothing I could have done. Like, even if I would have done a down thrust, it would have flew at me anyway. Yeah, more content. Alright, how about we try that again? Oh, I hate when you do that. I hate this attack. Alright, we did part 1 of the dance. We did part 2 of the dance. Alright, we survived Voltage Chain Meteor this time. Oh, you. We almost didn't survive his Lux Caliber spam, though. And time. That's Luminous Avenger X. If we got time, well, I'm just looking for the in-game time. So if there's anything to talk about or read, we can do it while I do that. If that's okay. Oh, by the way, the girl in the menu that somebody said that the hips don't lie, that's Blade's younger sister. So, good content. And that's the game. What was my RTA, by the way? I know it was bad. Oof, 4720.